Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Day by Day podcast. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I really wanted to get the first episode out right before the new year just to give it a little bit of time to settle, see how it would be received, whether or not something I would still want to continue doing. And I definitely want to take the time right now to thank everyone who has reached out ever since I dropped the first episode with words of encouragement, anyone who's listened, enjoyed, subscribed, all that stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm really grateful for it. As you could tell from the first episode, I was really nervous about it. The project, dropping the project, I was wrestling with the idea of even releasing it for like a while. So I'm really, really grateful that people kind of really banded together in support around me. So thank you. I hope to make this podcast at least bi-weekly for now. That could change as the year goes on. It's going to be solo for the first few episodes just because I'm still kind of really putting together my process for this podcast, what exactly I want to do, what the episodes are going to be formatted like. I'm just trying to get a better of an understanding of what exactly I want to do. And then once I have a better grounding on that, I'm going to be bringing people on, which I'm really excited for. I don't know exactly who I'm bringing on yet. I have, I have some people in mind of who I want to like invite on, have certain conversations with. They don't even know yet, but I have a couple people in mind, so do not be surprised if you get a little tap on your shoulder in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm really excited, and with the new year, I'm gonna say Happy New Year all January. I know some people feel like you can only say that like the first 2 weeks. I'm not like that. It's the first month of the year. I don't see everyone all the time, so if I see you for the first time and it's January 28th, I'm gonna say Happy New Year because it's still the new year, you know? But for real, Happy New Year, everyone. I pray that 2025 is a year of blessings, a year of money, a year of opportunity, a year of joy, a year of laughter, a year of growth. Whatever you want this year to be, I pray that it is achieved in Jesus' name. Today's episode is really just talking about like all things new year, new me, also talking about the things that have occurred in January so far. First of all, I just want to say that the idea of new year, new me, it's cute. It really is. Like, I get it. The idea of, you know, we're starting a new year. It's new chance for people to have new goals, new opportunities, new jobs start a lot in January, stuff like that. I get it. I really do. But I don't really subscribe to the idea of waiting for January 1st to change my life in whatever way I want to. I very much am like, I blink and I'm a new person. I don't know. I've always been that way. I think like I don't like to I feel like January brings a lot of pressure to reinvent yourself in some way or have like big goals or big objectives because it's the start of the year. I try to step away from that because I feel like it's not healthy, mainly because I feel like 80% of the time people disappoint themselves because they don't end up achieving whatever they wanted to, whatever goals they set for themselves in January. Because also, honestly, like most of the time, the stuff that we try to set for ourselves, like the goals or objectives, they're unrealistic. Like people who are saying, like, I'm gonna go into this year. I'm gonna work out 6 days a week and eat no sugar. Da, da, da. If you are not working out 4 days or 3 days a week be prior to you saying you're now gonna work out 6 days a week, hey, if you can prove me wrong and you can do that thing, oh my gosh, you're amazing. If you can manage to go from working out once every week or two to stepping into the new year and working out 6 days a week and keeping that up for the duration of the year without making your body feel like it's falling apart, I applaud you. I do. I applaud you. Because I'm gonna be real, you're doing something I would never be able to do. I would never be able to do that. Like, my goal has always been 3 to 4 days a week, and it will stay at 3 to 4 days a week. I don't I can't, I will never be the kind of person to be like, I'm gonna be there every single day. No, because I personally just don't want to feel like my limbs are falling apart, but some people got the stamina for that. And for y'all, like I applaud y'all for that. Especially for me now, I'm post surgery from September. So from September to December, you couldn't catch, not December. So from September to December, you could not catch me in the gym at all. I wasn't even going to like little low impact Pilates classes until November because the hospital almost took me out. My body could not handle it. And I hated the idea of staying so un like inactive for that long period of time, but my body needed it. But I accepted the new year. I was like, okay, Brittany, at least try to get back to what you were doing before, at least 3 to 4 days a week. And I'm happy with that. Because for me, I that's something I've already achieved in the past, so I know it's realistic. And there's nothing wrong with challenging yourself, stepping up to another level. But I just feel like we need to be very mindful of making sure that you have a foundation to start off and like you can't just jump into the deep end. Actually, you know what? Let me watch my mouth because some people can. Some people really can just like wake up one day like, I'm gonna do this and do that and then they just go do it. Like without a problem. I have a cousin like that. She scares me to this day because I don't get how she does it, but she really will wake up and be like, yeah, I'm not having no sugar no more, and will not do it. You know what? Go off, sis. People like that scare me, but I like y'all because that means you're disciplined, which is a really, really great thing. I have some level of discipline, but I also don't like to feel miserable. So, you know, I live somewhere in the in between, you know? But honestly, I did not really come into the year with a lot of like resolutions. Actually, I didn't come with any resolutions. I came into the new year saying, God, do what you will, do what you want, and I'm a stick beside you. That's honestly what I went to the new year thinking. I'm in a very much surrender period of my life. I cannot fathom trying to do anything outside of God's will. So I am just really, I sit, I pray, I see what he wants me to do next, and I go in accordance with that. So I truly do wish everyone who has New Year resolutions or goals or whatever, I wish y'all the best of luck. I'm praying for you. I pray for your um, ability to stick to it, your discipline, I guess. I pray against any procrastination that's trying to creep its way into your brain. I pray y'all get it done. Long story short. As for me, in this room, I was gonna say this house, but this is not my house, it's my parents' house. This room, we just gonna stick it out and wait to see what the Lord wants. Cause I can't do this no more, honestly, you guys. I just need to take it day by day, truly. Okay, podcast name. But what else has January brought, you guys? It is January 20th today. Something like that. Yeah, it's January 20th, the day I'm recording this. You know why? Because today is inauguration day. So I hear. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I have been very unplugged from the political world as much as I possibly can be since about halfway through last year. I It was giving me too much anxiety, and honestly, it's too much going on in my real life to even like I couldn't mentally handle anything going on in the political world. So I disassociated. Like I literally blink. I was not here. I voted, like there's certain things that were coming up on my timeline all the time that would really like tick me off, and I would say something, I would post something about it, mainly about like immigration and stuff like that, or healthcare. But just, I don't know, I couldn't do it. I really, like, my brain could not handle it. And my brain still low key kind of can't handle it. I'm a little better about it now. I'm kind of tuning back in because obviously knowledge is power. I don't want to be politically ignorant to what's going on in the world. I need to have some level of understanding of whatever's happening around me because at the end of the day, like, I'm a child, but like, I'm no longer a child. You know, I'm not a child on paper no more. So I have to actually be aware of certain things. So I'm tuning back in as much as my brain can handle, but it's not easy because the US government, my FBI agent, like I can feel the antenna is just pinging in my room right now. The US government, they're interesting. I'll say that. They're interesting. I just feel like everyone's being really silly and unserious. And I mainly say that around the whole TikTok situation because if you ever sat there and watched the trials that they're holding against the CEO of TikTok, like you would sit there and listen to what these government officials, these full grown adults with these big jobs, children, families, they're raising the next generation, and the questions they were asking this man. I would like, I've never been more scared for my future than I was listening to those dumb questions. Like, Senator, I'm Singaporean. Like, what's wrong with you? For those of you who don't know what was going on with the whole TikTok thing, I'm going to give you a super, super, super short, but y'all know I can be a little long winded sometimes, so it might not end up being short. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a history of what exactly was going on. So, kicking it back to 2020, Trump was president at this time. There was questions about, obviously everyone knows that TikTok was an app that got really, really popular. I would say around 2019 is when it blew up, mainly because when I first heard about TikTok, I wanted no parts of it. So TikTok was an app called Musically, and I think it was called Musically between like, I want to say the mid 2010s up until I would say like 2018-ish. Yeah, 2018. So Musically was an app where people literally were just doing like cringy little lip syncing videos in 2x speed. That's literally what Musically was. They transitioned into TikTok because they wanted to open the platform up to more different types of content. So you could make videos between like up from like 15 seconds up until like a minute. So people were able to do like tutorials, people were able to do like, little mini vlogs, stuff like that. So when people were first getting on the TikTok app, I was a sophomore in college, so this was 2019. I remember because I had a friend download it and she was obsessed with it. Like she thought it was the funniest thing in the world. My friend Ashley actually. So she was obsessed with it, mainly because she loved doing little dances, all that stuff. I at first refused to download it. I was like, this sounds so dumb. Like it literally sounds like an app for kids. Like we're 19, like we're too old for this thing. But then I finally like she convinced me to get on the app. I got on that app. I never got off. Like I literally got on there and I was like, "Oh no, this app is actually so much fun." And I was having a ball on it. And you also were able to just connect to different people around the world and you were able to like see different trends, different skits. Like people were funny. And ironically, during this time, just when the app started popping, the world shut down like in the COVID pandemic. So everyone was sent home. We all had to leave campus. We were all sent home. Classes were online. You couldn't leave your house. Everyone was stuck in their house. So, guess what everyone was on? TikTok. TikTok got everyone through the pandemic. I don't care what anyone says. TikTok got you through the pandemic in one way or another. Unless you really stuck to your guns and never got on that app, kudos to you because that means you have an insane sort of willpower. But like TikTok got us through the pandemic. I just feel like it was such a trauma bond for being stuck in your house. Everyone was kind of going through the same thing at once. So it was just lit. Like COVID TikTok was lit. So within the US, there's already over 150 million Americans who were using this app. So it was extremely like it was an insane platform. So, in 2020, there started to be questions being raised within the government about the security status of TikTok. Just because it was an American-owned company, there was little rumors floating around that China could be taking data from the app. So then there was concerns within the White House that, you know, if there's even a possibility that US data is being stolen, They don't want that to happen. So, especially if you know Trump, I guess he basically was just kind of like, if there's data, we don't want this app. And I think he also, if you ask me, he also wasn't thrilled with like the way people were talking about him on that app. Because one thing about TikTok, no one's gonna lie, all right? People gonna talk about you, especially if you're a public figure. People gonna talk about you, and they're gonna say exactly how they feel about you. So people would be dragging that man on there, as they should. Don't shoot the messenger, but as they should, Loki. People were dragging that man because he says the most ridiculous, like silly things all of the time. People were dragging him. So I think that was also another reason why he was like, yeah, this app gotta go. So he actually was originally the person to pose the question of like whether TikTok is an app that we really need to be having in this country or should be having in this country. So he's the one that really kind of opened up the whole case with the government. So flash forward, within the years between 2020 and 2024, you know, it's being brought to the table, should TikTok be banned? Like, is this like a question of security, all this stuff? And it was a bipartisan issue. So both Democrats and Republicans were all low key, like, feeling the same way about it. To this day, I do not entirely understand what they were all feeling, especially because I could understand the original concern, right? Just because this was an app that essentially kind of low key came out of nowhere, and in terms of how popular it grew, like how widely it spread so quickly within like a couple of months, under a year, the amount of users on TikTok like grew exponentially. I don't want to lie to you guys and say like a percentage, but like it grew a lot. Like it was a very, very, very crazy amount of people to join an app within a short period of time, for a social media platform. So I could understand the original concern, to be fair. However, like once they met the CEO of TikTok, once certain information was released and clarified, this really should have never been an issue. Like it really shouldn't have gotten as far as it did. It very clearly was not an issue of security once certain things were clarified. However, you know, both sides were like fighting against TikTok. Like even President Biden was also a person who approved the ban. Like I don't think people skip over that, but like he was a part of it too. So all these government officials were just like trying to make this app seem like the most dangerous thing in the world. And there was no government official who could give us a solid reason with evidence, like with information to back up whatever they were saying. I just feel like everyone's just saying, well, TikTok's dangerous. Could not tell you why. We don't need this app in this country. We need to protect the American people from what? Like no one could give you that information. So obviously, like you have a whole generation like Gen Z. What's the generation after Gen Z? I think Gen A, Gen Alpha, something like that. Like everyone's upset because this is stupid. Like there's no reason why they're banning this app, especially because I feel like the biggest thing this app was giving the American people was knowledge of the world. We had access to things that we have never had access to before on a social media platform. We were seeing in real time what was happening in different countries. And I truly believe this is like the biggest thing that led to bipartisan agreement. I think the whole genocide that occurred between Israel and Palestine, us watching it in real time, understanding what was really happening over there, knowing the truth about what was happening over there, rather than what the government was trying to feed us. I truly feel like that situation was the reason why they were like, no, TikTok has to go. Like TikTok has to go because they could no longer give us what, like they can no longer control what we know. They can no longer control the narrative of what country we're supposed to be supporting, because the government is extremely pro-Israel, but anyone who is seeing what was actually happening over there would know that Palestine's the actual victim in the situation. So needless to say, your government officials were like, no, like, this gotta go. Because the ending of TikTok was always looming over our heads for the past 4 years. However, the court cases and all this stuff ramped up the minute that US citizens were showing support for Palestine over Israel. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't think it is. If you look at the timeline, bro, everything ramped up around that time. So, you know, keep your eyes open because the US government is the US government. And because I value my life, that's all I'm gonna say, okay? Anyways, we flash forward to this weekend, right? We all hear that TikTok is going to shut down on the 19th. We've been hearing that. We heard that back in like November. We knew that was coming. I'll be real with y'all. I did not take this shutdown seriously until about January 16th. I knew it was coming, but I was like, nah, they ain't gonna do it. Like they're not gonna do it until the 16th. When I saw, I think TikTok released some sort of statement that they were just going to like comply and actually not let it run in the US on the 19th. And, said all this stuff about President Trump is going to be working with us. I was like, oh my God, they're serious? My Shayla. I was so upset. I was upset for two reasons. I was upset for the basic reason of like, I don't know, I just feel like everyone went through so much together on TikTok. Like we have gotten through the best and worst of times together on this platform. It just feels like it's something that's being ripped away from us. Like I'm a sentimental person and I did not realize how much sentiment TikTok had in my heart until it was being taken away. I was like, oh my gosh, like we laugh together so much. Like we've bonded together. Like all of my friends and I have bonded over TikTok in one way or another. Like it just feels like something that's just being taken away from our lives. So I was sad about that. And I also was sad about the idea, like I was sad about why this was happening. I was sad about the reason they're trying to take it away from us. And it just felt like it was such an infringement on our rights as citizens of this country, our rights as human beings to just be able to relate to other people, communicate, and just be able to have fun. And also being able to have access to whatever information we want to have access to. Like, I just felt like we were being censored we were just being so strongly censored. It just was making me feel so sad because I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, guys, the world is ending if people are acting like this. So I just had a lot of different feelings going on about all of it, honestly. The day this will be a forever a day that's ingrained in my brain. So on the 18th, I was at my cousin's house for her birthday. Um, a couple of us were over there and, we're just having a girls' night, chilling, all this stuff. But, like, TikTok is on our minds, you guys, because we just knew it was a matter of hours before it was going away. Two of us had heard that, TikTok was going to shut down 8:30 that night because there was some article that was saying that. Another friend was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. It was going to be like, it would have to be at midnight. It's not going to be the 19th until midnight, no matter the time zones, all that stuff. And so we were like, I don't know, bro. Either way, it's going away. Turns out, neither of us were right. It was right in the middle. 10:30 rolled around. I'm panic scrolling, trying to get in as much as I possibly can before the app shuts down at midnight. Like I don't even think I was listening to all the videos all the way, you guys. I just wanted to indulge as much as I could before this app shut down. And I'm scrolling, and it starts slowing down a little bit as I'm going through the timeline. I said, what's going on? And I'm panic scrolling a little bit more. I'm like, yo, what is going on? And then I reached the last video on my timeline. Like, I couldn't scroll no more. I tap on the comments of the video. Nothing's loading. It's just giving me the little circle, reverse, whatever that sign is. Refresh. I'm pressing it. I said, no, wait, no, my God, wait, no. I make the mistake of closing the app And I was like, maybe if I just cancel out of the app and go back in, it'll give me another chance. It didn't. I opened that thing back up, bro. I get a little notification. Sorry, TikTok is no longer available in the US. And your only options was to cancel out of the app or press OK. And even if you press OK, it still took you out of the app. My Shayla. I literally, I gasped. I was in mourning. Everyone at the table goes, what's happening? What's happening? I said, you just look. Just look. I was so upset. There's actually a picture. So, oh my God, there's literally a picture of three of us, like looking over at my cousin's phone when the first notification came up from TikTok and warning us that like they would be shutting down for the 19th. And we literally were like, oh my God, like my eyes were like wide. You know me, my eyes are usually very, very very closed. Like my eyes are really never fully open. Unless I'm like sizzy like this, then my eyes are mad wide. And then it looks weird because I have like small eyes. So then it just looks like, it was just so scary, guys. Like I was just so sad. I was like, wow, the government, like this is literally the start of the downfall of the US government. I don't care what anyone says. The fact that they are able to do something like this with no real substantial reasoning, this is literally the fall of the US government. That's what really was getting me. I was just sad. Like I was like, wow, America is falling down. The next day I got up and go to church and I was standing in worship team that morning and it was after the second service. I got off stage after the second service and I was going over to my phone and someone in the worship team was like, someone said that TikTok's back up. I said, you're lying. I immediately go to the app. Bro, little by little, it started restoring. I didn't get that notification no more. I could actually see things. I said, wait, I have never posted a TikTok so fast. I immediately get my praise dance on. I'm like, I got off stage and TikTok was working. I said, oh God, I wasn't even praying about this. Honestly, I wasn't even praying about it. And look what you made a way. I was like, ooh, God, thank you, Jesus. I just, and the camaraderie on the app, once it was back up, everyone was like, hi guys, I missed you so much over 12 hours. And you know what, guys? On one end, can you say, are these parasocial relationships that we are creating if we are this obsessed with each other and missing out on 12 hours of being in each other's presence on TikTok, even though we have Instagram and all the other meta crap? You could say that. But I am choosing to focus on the positives of social media this week. We can get into the negatives on another time. Another time. That is not the purpose of this week's episode. Yeah, like we were back on, you guys. However, like my joy for the app settled very quickly because I did not appreciate the message that came up afterwards. It was like, we're back up. Because then, like, once the dust settled, I was like, yo, this is only 12 hours. Like, what's up with that? Like, why make us go through all that if you knew you were going to open up literally the next morning? And you can't really tell me Trump did anything because he wasn't inaugurated yet. He was not president yet. So what did he really do that allowed you to open up 12 hours later? Like that makes no sense to me. So we got the notification on the app. It was like, TikTok's back. Thanks from the efforts from President Trump. I said something about this message is not sitting well in my spirit. I don't know. I had to keep an eye on that. And ever since the app kind of rebooted, my For You page has not been the same. I don't know if anyone else is going through this. My For You page is very different. First of all, my friend made a very good point. It's very local. Like, I'm getting all Boston stuff right now. I don't know why. And now a bunch of people who live in Boston are now seeing my page for the first time. Because obviously, like, mutual friends, stuff like that, people, it's going to get on their For You pages. But it's a lot more people than usual who come across me or come across my page now because everything's mad local. Like, my videos are different. They keep showing me videos of kangaroos. Bro, Let me tell y'all something. I'm making a public service announcement. In case you guys didn't know this about me, I am terrified of kangaroos. Those things are jabs. You can't tell me otherwise. Those are demons. Kangaroos are their objective in life is to stand mad tall and kill you. Kill you. Do you know they stand in water? Like they linger in water like jobs with their black eyes, just waiting to staring at you. Like a mermaid trying to lure you into the water. You know why? Not so they can play in the water. Not y'all, you can have a little splashy splash times. No, they're trying to drown you. They literally stand in water and position themselves, getting ready for you to come towards them so they can just drown you, bro. Like, what? They drown dogs all the time. To assert dominance, something, I don't know. But those things are dangerous. And the way that they can stand on their tail and just butt kick you like nothing? Oh my God. People are not scared enough of kangaroos for my liking. Like, we all need to band together and understand that kangaroos are not our friends. And I blame the movie Kangaroo Jack, the one with that Anthony guy. I blame Kangaroo Jack for the reason why y'all are so trusting of these demons. Kangaroos are not our friends. In fact, y'all need to start praying against them animals. They're not our friends. They are our foes. They're out to destroy you. They're out to assert their dominance. Like, bro, they stand on their tail so they have free range of their legs and they can just. What? What? Oh my God, guys. I'm getting hot thinking about it. Like, I'm just getting I'm getting so frustrated even talking about this because people just don't get it. I'm so scared. So scared of kangaroos. But I say all this to say, my timeline has been all kangaroos. I didn't know TikTok hates me now. I didn't know y'all hated me now. Here I am trying to be a positive user on this platform and y'all just keep showing the thing that I'm scared of the most. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, you guys. I got overexcited. I got flustered. Let me just. Whew. I lost my cool there for a second. I'm so sorry, y'all. Jesus. I say all this to say my timeline is not the same no more. Okay? It's not the same. I'm not having fun right now. I'm not giggling as much as I was giggling. Let me tell you, the week before TikTok shut down, I was giggling. That For You page was funny, okay? I was laughing. I was laughing in a way I've never laughed before. I miss it, actually. If I could go back to last week and just go through the videos I was seeing again last week, I would be so happy because I was cackling. This week, I have not been laughing as much. I honestly have not been laughing as much. Like, because my For You page forgot who I am and everything is just different right now and I don't like it. Oh, Jesus, fix it. I am just, whew, wow. The kangaroo thing, guys, really, really just set me off and took me out and took me into a different place. I am so sorry. You guys shouldn't have to see this side of me. I apologize. I'm trying to reset right now. And honestly, I just feel like this is a really good place to end the episode because I just crashed out over kangaroos. TikTok, I'm watching you. Something about this is not the same. Something's brewing and I don't like it. I'm gonna pray about it and I'm gonna see what's going on. Just know I'm on to you. Yeah, so that's episode 2 of the Day by Day podcast. May the good Lord bless y'all. I'm so sorry this week was not really a serious week. If you were coming here for a blessing or a good word, I'm so sorry because it's just not. I told y'all, I ain't no pastor for this exact reason. I just be talking about nothing a lot of the times. But you know what? I hope you got a good laugh out of it. I hope you learned something. I don't know. Or I hope it made you think of something new. I don't really know. We'll find out. Love y'all. See y'all next time and have a good rest of the week. Bye.